There's a battle that we are always fighting within ourselves. It is the battle of our fear-based self versus our potential self. So what does this actually mean? Let's take a closer look. I'm Jared Wright. As always, is my companion Lola, and you're watching The Proficient Mindset. So there's a battle going on, and the battle is there's a part of you that wants to experience love and joy and excitement and boundless new opportunities, and also there is a other reserved part of yourself that perceives all these things as potential losses, potential dangers, potential threats. So you have this battle between whether you can put yourself out there and take the risks versus the fear-based part of you wanting to keep yourself safe, in the sense of if you don't actually put yourself out there, then that is its own safety net, because if you don't take the risks, you won't take the fall. As young children, we are not fear-based. We are extremely trusting, have to be looked out for because we will expose ourselves to danger not knowing any better. So the fear-based part of ourself, and it's not a negative entity, it is there to protect us, especially in times of immediate stress or danger. It goes back to fight or flight response. The problem is many of us let it take charge and govern and dictate our lives when it's not necessary, which actually is not letting us break down and analyze our situations. Now, if we are truly in a life or death situation where a split-second action is required, this is a wonderful survival mechanism. However, in modern-day society, we are not faced with imminent life or death threats the way that we once were. And so it manifests itself more in terms of anxiety, negative thought patterns, pessimism, and just in general the fear. We will relive the fear of past instances and use that as a safety net or a wall, if you will, to keep us seemingly safe. By saying seemingly safe, a belief that we are keeping ourselves out of danger and keeping ourselves from getting hurt. But we're doing that in a way by simply limiting the success and the happiness that we are capable of achieving. Please click subscribe and the bell for future notifications. And any questions you may have, you can email me at proficient_mindset@yahoo.com, or please leave a comment. Fear only sees a negative outcome. Fear does not see potential positive outcomes in anything. When we are thinking from a fear-based mindset, what we are looking at is we are looking at worst case scenarios, or we are reliving the past instances that have hurt us and using that to shape our future decisions. But either way, we are using fear to simply see negative outcomes of the future that haven't even manifested. In most occasions now, we have the time to sit down, breathe, think, analyze in a rational way, then make decisions. However, we let fear take control and hold us back from being able to do that. So not only does fear hinder our ability to initially analyze, but sometimes when we do make a decision, we will lapse back into the fear-based mindset, and thereby we will second guess our decisions, thinking of all the bad scenarios again that could possibly happen because of our decision. Or if we have a decision coming up, we will use this fear to generate possible negative outcomes that will make us steer clear of making our own decisions entirely. The voice of fear often speaks much more loudly than the voice of intuition. So if we let the fear and the negativity allow that to grow, that seed to grow within us, then what we're actually doing is we will actually cripple our own intuition. Fear itself limits our growth. We are afraid to take risks. We are afraid to try new endeavors. We are afraid of change. We are afraid of new experiences. We are afraid of new relationships. We are afraid of moving. We're afraid of trying to get a new job. And so our actual growth is completely hindered because we use fear to build up a wall of complacency, and we disguise it as safety. Fear is actually an illusion that we have created in an attempt to keep us safe. How many things have you wanted to do or wanted to try or wanted to accomplish, and you simply never even set out to do so because of an intrinsic fear of failure? Failure is only the end if you cease to try. You look at any successful person, they have failed multiple times. The difference is when they had their mind set on what they were going to accomplish, they viewed them as life lessons, things that they did wrong, holes that they could fix on their way up the mountain. If you fall down and never get back up, that is the only time you failed. Any other time, what we view as a failure is simply a potential bump in the road. It is a learning experience. And if you're wanting to get somewhere or accomplish something, and then you have these setbacks, you can learn from that. You can make yourself better, and you can keep moving forward. And at that point, you have not failed at all. If you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button. How many of us go to a job that we despise, not making the money that we would like to make, working hours we hate, doing something that we don't even enjoy doing at all, but yet do it day after day, year after year, without actually going out and seeking other avenues to improve it? Or how many people do you see that are stuck in a horrible relationship day after day and year after year? And also on the flip side, how many of us have been hurt in the past in other relationships, and then we let the fear, we relive the pain that we have felt, whether it's a betrayal, whether it's a breakup, whatever it happens to be. We get so caught up in the fear of not wanting to experience that again that we no longer take the risk, and we deny ourselves the ability to feel this way again. To not let in joy for the fear of losing it is the same as not eating food for the fear of getting hungry again. Whenever we start to open ourselves back up, start to really let the wall down, or to try to reach more of our potential, what can happen is it will breed a sense of excitement. This excitement psychologically can also be perceived as a threat, and it can actually trick your mind into believing that letting go is exposing yourself to danger and harm. Find out the things personally that you are afraid of, and try to tackle them head on. When you let heartache or failures of the past control you in the present, you are giving your power away to someone or something else that is gone. You need to reclaim your own worth. Realize you are in control. We are each in control of our own life, and that is good or bad. So again, are we going to succeed at every single thing we do without ever failing? Of course not. But if every time we do fail, we learn from it and we push forward, I promise we will all be much more successful than we are. It's much easier said than done, and there are plenty of things that I still struggle with now. But I also see how far that I have come, and I know that each one of you can do as well or better than I have been able to do. It's just a matter of shifting yourself into believing and realizing that there's such a difference between not taking the steps to do anything, and the feeling of success when you actually step outside of your own comfort zone to accomplish something that you have set out to do, that you desire to do, that you dream to do. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and you can absolutely do it. So the question really that you need to ask yourself is, do you want to survive or do you want to live? The time that we have here, the time that we have in this three-dimensional reality that we're sitting in right now, one day we're all going to face the end. Whenever you're looking back on your life, how many things are there when you look back that you would have loved to have done, things you would have loved to have attempted to do, that you have not because of fear? Because of fear making you complacent, fear making you believe that you were safe. We're all going to meet our end on this world one day. I believe that we should have as little things to regret as possible. We should strive to live as fully and completely as we can. And that happens through love and not through fear.